Okay everybody, so as some of you probably saw in the community post, I recently had to replace one of the bulbs in these outside lights over the garage doors. As a matter of fact, this is actually the second time that I had to do a replacement. For those of you who don't know, the bulbs that were originally put in these light fixtures were the Cree 60 watt equivalent LEDs back in 2016. They were installed by the builders, so whatever they gave us is what we took. And so what happened was most of them worked fine for, well, a couple of them worked fine for a while. These two are still unchanged. This one though was kind of giving an issue right from the start. Back in October of 2017, we had a pretty heavy rainstorm, and initially that light had gone out, and then after maybe a day or two of it being dry, it came back on. And that was my initial concern, was the fact that these Cree bulbs are open vented, which means that, you know, if there's any like rainwater or stuff from bugs that can get inside there and possibly cause problems. And you know, for a couple of them that didn't happen for a while, but for this one it happened sooner than later. So basically that's what happened with that. And these two are still okay, but what I've been replacing them with is something that I think has been better. As a matter of fact, I mentioned about them in one of the cabana videos with the exterior. Anyway, I have the Cree bulb right here. Yeah, so some of you may remember this. This is what was installed in 2016 outside the garage doors, in the garage ceiling, and also in the garage, rather in the basement ceiling. So, and as you can see here, it's open vented, which is okay, but as you can see, there's like stuff inside there from bugs, and maybe rainwater got inside at some point, I don't know, but basically, this one came out of that leftmost one right there. This one I replaced in December of 2020. I remember I had replaced it just around the time that my mom and I put out the Christmas decorations, and then just a couple of weeks ago I discovered this one was out, and I replaced it with the same kind of bulb. So I mean, these weren't bad per se when I first saw them, because I like how they kind of replicated the shape of an old incandescent light bulb, or just not old, just an incandescent light bulb, and that kind of got me liking it for momentarily. But you know, again, I saw those vents and I had my doubts. So anyway, after that had gone out, or rather when I oh, what am I doing here? I'm losing my place, sorry. So then, one day in early 2019, I had gotten off early from work and I decided to browse Home Depot, and what I found were these. I mentioned this before in a previous video, these classic glass bulbs. You can get Ecosmart or whatever brand you want, but when I had seen that, I was like, oh, that's fantastic. Because the initial thing I didn't like about the LED bulbs was that white plastic base that they have. I pointed that out in the video I made about the basement lights and how LED lights can get hot. And when I saw this bulb, I was like, oh, that's fantastic. They finally were able to make a glass bulb like that. And as a matter of fact, I would have put the 100 watt equivalents in the ceiling here for the garage. Let me just zoom in, maybe you can see it a little bit better. But the thing was, it's a lot of focus. There you go. The thing was that, you know, I put those up in 2016, and by 2016, the glass ones weren't out yet, so I had to go with what I could, and I changed the Cree ones to the 100 watt equivalents right there. So I would have loved to get the glass ones. Technically, I still could, but, you know, if something's working, why replace it, right? Even though I did replace the 60 watt equivalents to 100, I wanted something brighter. So those three bulbs in the garage ceiling have the white plastic base. That's the Fate Electronics one. The only things that still have the Cree bulbs are all three openers. Each three openers, I put the 60 watt equivalent Crees in 2016, and they're all still working in those, so that's good. And like when I had seen this, I mean, look at it. So here's the Cree bulb, all right, and just for show, here's one of the glass ones. I mean, look at it. It looks just like an incandescent bulb. And I was just so happy to see that, because again, it's glass all around, there's no white plastic base, there's no vents for water or elements to get into, rain, snow, whatever. And I thought that was fantastic. And as a matter of fact, I first used these bulbs in the cabana lighting. Some of you may remember that video. To be completely honest with you, I don't remember what video it was a while ago. But yeah, I've been using these inside these light fixtures since 2019. And they look fantastic. Like when they're on, it's fully lit. No like half lit, half white plastic. No, it's a fully lit bulb, and I was very happy to see that. So I figured I was originally thinking of replacing the what do you call it here? The other garage lights with this, but I figured now while they're still working, why bother? And maybe as they go out, I'll start replacing them with that, and that's what I did. I also changed that bulb to the glass LED and the other back door by the hot tub. So basically now, you can see that I got the bright white ones. There's really not all that much difference in light and color. Like, they are a little bit brighter and a little bit more white than the Cree bulbs, but I mean, anyone who's not most people, or, well, wow, I'm jumbling my words. Anyone who's most people aren't even going to notice it. So now that one has the glass bulb, and now this one has the glass bulb as well, and I really, really like them. So again, I was thinking of replacing the two Crees here, but I'm like, while it's working, don't bother. You know, there's no reason to change it. So for now, that's what we're going to do. But anyway, just thought I'd show you that, you know, the original bulbs did have a couple of issues, but I don't think it's because of their LED bulbs. I think it's because that, you know, it has the vents. And I myself didn't like the vents at first because I was skeptical for those reasons, but now they're actually coming out with glass ones for the last couple of years. Hopefully, you know, time will tell, they'll do better. But thankfully, you know, like I said, they're fully glass now. No more vents for water to get into, and I just really, really like the fact that they actually designed them to look more like the incandescent bulbs. That was one thing that I was really hoping that they were going to be able to do down the road, and it looks like they have, so that's great. Anyway, guys, that's basically everything, okay? Just a short update video for you there. The lights, all four lights are working again, and down the road we'll see how these two do. But for now, everything's good. Just thought I'd show you that product. And if you are looking for LED bulbs, go with the glass ones. Don't get the ones with the white plastic base because they're just unnecessary in design, I think so. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.